Hello everyone, it is Tuesday, September 16th, and it is approximately, it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm here in Centennial. It's a beautiful day outside. I have a session starting at about 1:30, and I just wanted to make a video kind of as an introduction for my website and also for my business. For those of you that don't know me, I offer a lot of different types of sessions. Some of the stuff that I do, a few people, well, they're self-righteous, judgmental, would say that, half of my work is probably a tad bit taboo. But the truth is that the world we live in is just absolutely full of shit, isn't it? I mean, we have background checks which don't provide security whatsoever. In fact, the background checks that, at least the way the system works in America, it actually creates chaos. It doesn't do anything for us, for obvious reasons. People that have a background, a criminal past, they've already done their time for their crime. And if they're applying for a real job, then that right there is them sending a message that that they're trying to do what is good instead of spending their time doing something else. And so companies that have the living wages to offer, they don't want to hire people that have a background check. Instead, they want to put those people out on the street so that they're forced to do something a little more taboo, I suppose, or foreign, or some would call it morally wrong, I guess. And so these people are we all need to eat. We all need to feed. These people are gonna make their money one way or the other. And so I challenge the world to change for the better. Background checks as part of the hiring process also makes it longer to hire new people, which puts strains on the recovery of the U.S. economy. And so in essence, what this does exactly is it takes background checks and it identifies the entire process as a terrorist, a domestic terrorist, because background checks slow down the recovery process for the U.S. economy, and it also slows down the stimulation of the economy as well. You have taxes going into the government, and then you have taxes going into the economy when people take their money and they put it back into the economy through purchases, various different things, both essential and non-essential purchases. Both stimulate the economy. And then you're also terrorizing the country by, when there's less taxes being paid into the government, this also means less soldiers, less equipment, less science and advancements. And so basically background checks cost roughly $50 for a statewide check, and they can cost in excess of $100 to $300 for a countrywide check. And so what a waste of time and money. My theory is that a lot of people who aren't as sharp as I am, they saw the ability to do background checks as a shiny new toy instead of seeing it for what it is. Instead of seeing it for a burden that would be absolutely pointless whatsoever. And then before I got into this work a few years ago, I was doing construction. Never got paid a living wage. I got treated like crap. My coworkers were buying the foreman beer, and they got special treatment. I got up every single day, 6 days a week, 60 hours a week, 10-hour days, and I hauled ass. I was consistent. I was the first one up. I was the last one down. My job was always the hardest, and I never, ever, ever complained about it. And I ended up getting fired. And so, eventually I just kind of gave up. And I just said, okay, you know what? Fine. Have it your way. I would be better off on my own. And I was right. My income has shot up quite a bit, and it's been consistent. I've been making consistent money for quite a long time now, and it's My website has grown. When it first started out, when I first bought massagebf.com, it started off as a one-page website with nothing but words, sentences. And now it's a multi-functioning website with videos, images, multiple pages, filled with all kinds of helpful information regarding me, regarding the way I do things, the way I think, the way that my business works. It's really interesting how so many people think that they have so much power that they don't really have. They're so arrogant and they're not doing themselves any good. See, the problem is that large, small, medium companies, a lot of them think the same. About 90% of the country does background checks. They're so foolish, it's ridiculous. But they think that they can protect their accumulated wealth with various different methods. They use their past experiences with other people to dictate the way that they do business in the future, which is a huge, huge no-no. If you don't know somebody, then you don't know somebody. There's no correlation between one person to another. It's just like you can't predict somebody's future based on their past. There's no correlation. There is the illusion that there's a connection there, but there isn't. When you look at the official definition of the past, look it up. I dare you. Go to Dictionarycom. It's free. Look up the past and see what definition comes up. And then look up the definition for the future. And then compare those definitions side by side and see what you find. There is absolutely no correlation between the past and the future. People get to choose. And when you bring up somebody's past, you're making it relevant. So why would you do that? The worker gets to choose, how am I going to proceed at this point? I know what lies in my past. I know what happens if I do A, B, or C. So what do I want to do now? That's what the individual gets to choose. But then when the employer decides to bring up the past, then the past is brought up into the future. At least the knowledge of it anyway, which completely changes everything. When somebody becomes aware of something, it becomes a part of them. And then there's a connection between all of the different people within a company. The actions of one man does affect the other. Everything that you do create ripple effects. Even when you go into a room and you choose a chair and you sit in it amongst multiple choices of chairs, you created a ripple effect because everybody else that enters that room while you're sitting in that chair can no longer sit in the chair that you're sitting in. Two physical objects cannot occupy the same space. So think about it, right? Somebody can sit on your lap, but nobody can sit in the chair that you're sitting on. Every time that you inhale, you're taking in oxygen. Every single time you exhale, you're putting carbon monoxide into the atmosphere around you. And so you're taking in the oxygen and you're blowing out the waste factor every single time your body inhales oxygen, which is thousands upon thousands of times per day. And so the oxygenation levels are fluctuating around you. You have your body heat, which is fluctuating the temperature all around you. And the earth has to recycle it. Everything that you do creates a ripple effect. Every moment of every day. When you park your car, when you eat breakfast in the morning, when you choose what to wear, when you go into your house, when you go out of your house, when you call somebody, when you text somebody, when you post something on Facebook, when you're choosing what color shoes to buy, everything that you do creates a ripple effect. All of life is connected. So what one person does affect the other. This places all human beings as equals. So you can be fooled by the illusion of things, or you can humble yourself to where you should be and allow your actions to correspond with your humility. So that's it for now. That's a little bit of knowledge for me to enlighten you with. And I'm also working on a book project, which I hope to publish one day. It's not done yet, but thanks for watching. Ken Francis, massagebf.com. Over and out.